Go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
You feel kind of violated, you know. It's almost like not as bad as somebody breaking into your house, but getting your confidential information.
It's not your typical scam. Dozens of people have been leaving a Fargo man phone messages begging him to stop calling, and he's not making the phone calls. But he did call our whistleblower hotline because he wanted to share his story. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer has the details about a caller ID spoofing scam that you need to watch out for.
I don't have no student loan. I'm 80 years old and better. I don't know why you guys call on me.
We've brought you many stories about phone scams in the past,
Cannot be completed.
but none quite like this.
I was just upset that they used my number. You know, that here's my number. You kind of feel violated when that happens.
Steve Boulat has gotten over 20 messages in the past week, pleading with him to stop calling. He doesn't know what they're talking about. You see, Steve's number is being used in a caller ID spoofing scam. In other words, someone stole his phone number.
Somehow our caller ID got on their answering machines or on their phones, and we didn't make those calls.
And one of these people is an elderly woman.
How many times do I have to tell you? I do not have a student loan.
Boulat felt bad after hearing her message and gave her a call.
Yeah, she laughed, and and we kind of laughed about it. And she said, "I don't know how they do that."
Boulat says the calls stopped just about as quickly as they started. But what should you do if you find yourself in a similar situation? From our research, we found that it's not really easy to protect your phone number from being stolen. But the FCC says that if you do get one of these calls, to never give out personal information, and especially be cautious if the caller is pressuring you for immediate answers. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
And Boulat is not the only one who's experiencing some kind of phone scam. West Fargo resident Brandon Barron got a call from Healthcare Solutions. That's a company selling insurance. After Barron told the caller he wasn't interested, the caller got aggressive.
I basically just told him, I'm not interested in your service. Please take me off of your call list. At that time, he decided he was going to start cussing me out pretty harshly. Told me I was a piece of shit, and I hung up on him.
After threatening to take legal action, the calls stopped. Both of these victims are now warning others to always be careful when it comes to any kind of unknown phone call. And if you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. It's day 2 of gusty winds and record temps. If there was any indication as to how gusty it was this afternoon, take a look at these garbage bins over in West Fargo. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson to see if this wind is going to die down anytime soon. Hutch?
Well, we do expect it to taper off, and gusts reach substantial levels today, and so did our temperatures, reaching a record high today of 52 in Fargo, 49 in Grand Forks, breaking the old record in Grand Forks by 5 degrees set back in 1990. Wind speeds were higher than this, with gusts of 54 in Fargo, 52 in Grand Forks, and out west, Medora recording a 67-mile-per-hour wind gust. A cold front approaching. You can see exactly where it is as we have a band of snow that is approaching from the north and west right now. A little bit of it making its way toward the Devil's Lake Basin. A lot of the activity you see from Langdon to Rock Lake into Towner County, not actually all reaching the ground as flaky snow, but some showers or sprinkles of rain. So for this evening, this band of moisture will be most prominent along the international border. It'll be out of here in the early overnight. Notice we still have some gusty winds on the map there, but from the west as we go through the overnight hours, we'll still see gusts over 30 miles per hour into the nighttime hours.
All right. Thank you, Hutch.
You bet.
The West Fargo Police Department is searching for a deputy's missing handgun. It's one of 3 missing guns connected with a string of break-ins that happened in the Westport Beach and Eagle Run areas. Police say the pistol was taken from a Cass County deputy's vehicle. The Cass County Sheriff's Office, together with the West Fargo Police Department, are offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of anyone involved in the theft of firearms.
Potentially having this firearm in a non-responsible person's hands. So we felt it was only appropriate when we got a phone call from the West Fargo Police Department to clearly jump on board because we want to get our property back.
The West Fargo Police Department is leading the investigation, and if you have any information, they urge you to contact them. We'll have more information about the incident coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6. NBC Today Show host Matt Lauer has been fired after news of inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. That came out this morning. In a memo to employees, NBC News said the decision to fire Lauer was made after an employee filed a complaint. Lauer's one-time co-host, Savannah Guthrie, made the announcement at the top of the Today Show, where Lauer has been an anchor for 2 decades.
You know, for the moment, all we can say is that we are heartbroken. I'm heartbroken for Matt. He is my dear, dear friend and my partner, and he is beloved by many, many people here. And I'm heartbroken for the brave colleague who came forward to tell her story, and any other women who have their own stories to tell. And we are grappling with a dilemma that so many people have faced these past few weeks. How do you reconcile your love for someone with the revelation that they have behaved badly? And I don't know the answer to that.
NBC News officials say while it was the first complaint lodged against Lauer in his career at the network, the company was presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident. Garrison Keillor, the creator and former host of A Prairie Home Companion, has been fired over allegations of inappropriate behavior. Minnesota Public Radio confirmed the termination in a statement today, saying the individual who filed the complaint was someone who worked with Keillor. According to the statement, an outside lawyer has been hired to conduct an independent investigation of the allegations. In addition, NPR is also severing its business relationships with Mr. Keillor's media companies effective immediately. They say there are no similar allegations involving other staff. The 75-year-old is the latest celebrity to be accused of misconduct in the workplace. In an email to the Associated Press, Keillor said he was fired over, quote, a story that I think is more interesting and more complicated than the version NPR heard, but he did not release additional details. Formal charges are pending against a man in Devil's Lake who allegedly fired a shotgun at an apartment complex in an incident in which a police officer was injured. The Devil's Lake police chief tells the Devil's Lake Journal that officers responded to an incident Monday afternoon in which a 32-year-old man approached people in parking lots looking for drugs before firing a shotgun into the air 4 times. Officers restrained the man and took him into custody. During the arrest, one officer fell and hit his head on a coffee table. He was treated at a hospital and released. 4 people were hurt last night when the SUV they were riding in swerved to avoid a deer in the road. The Minnesota State Patrol says the crash happened just before 9 p.m. at Highway 59 and County Road 21 in Red Lake County. Troopers say the vehicle went off the road and rolled. 4 of the 5 passengers were treated for injuries that are not life-threatening. The Trump administration is now threatening to take new action against rogue nation North Korea following its latest and most daring long-range missile test. President Trump is again urging China to convince North Korea to immediately cease its nuclear ambitions. The country claims the powerful missile could reach anywhere in the U.S., including Washington, D.C. This afternoon, the United Nations Security Council held an emergency session. It's unknown whether the new missile could actually support a nuclear warhead and survive re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. President Trump is facing new criticism today after he retweeted 3 anti-Muslim videos posted by a member of a far-right British group. The president posted the first video titled Muslim Migrants Beat Up Dutch Boy on Crutches late Tuesday. It's believed to be fake. Trump then retweeted another video showing a Muslim smashing a statue of the Virgin Mary. The final video, which is 4 years old, shows a boy being pushed off a roof. The inflammatory videos were posted on the Twitter page of the leader of Britain First. That's a far-right group that is against what it calls the Islamification of the United Kingdom. Both British Prime Minister Theresa May and the Mayor of London are speaking out against the president's posts.